So in one account, you have Mary and another Mary, and then they see an angel come and an earthquake, and then he even later on addresses them and he moves the stone. In the other account, she goes and the stone's already gone.
The writer John wrote that.
Yes.
Pastor.
Gotcha.
30 years ago, there was a gentleman. He was in his 30s back then.
Gotcha.
I was 65.
It wasn't me then.
No, exactly.
How you doing?
He was one of the head in San Diego for the Islamic movement, and he was very big with NAACP.
Oh yeah.
And one day, I'll give you a story.
All right. Let me hear it.
I'm walking up NAACP, and you all were having a great program, right?
Nice.
And I was invited.
Gotcha.
So I was walking up, and a couple of the brothers, I'll say, stopped me and said, "You can't come in here." And when he came out of he said, "Leave him alone."
Yeah.
It was amazing.
How you doing?
Feel the presence.
Nice.
Amazing. Went in and had a great time. So, brothers, I appreciate you.
What kind of pastor are you? Christian, Catholic,
Christian,
non-denominational, Protestant?
This is it.
Yeah.
I was Joe and I. We were
nice.
We're taught by a street preacher.
Nice.
It said, "Look at the Bible, study it, seek, you'll find."
Nice.
That's all I've done.
So no Pope and none of that kind of nonsense, then, huh?
I seek, I find.
Nice. That's nice. Yeah. Well, which Bible do you do? King James and IV?
King James.
See, I use King James too.
Because the only reason I use King James, because when I was younger, no one could tell me. See, if I use the King James, they can't fight against it.
Right.
So other Christians would come with other Bibles and say, "Well, it really says this," and it gets me confused. And I said, no. King James says this.
1611. Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
So I see a lot of like the NIV has made some changes now, right?
Oh, it's terrible.
It's bad, right?
Very.
Because I was telling some people the same thing. They changed some of the wordings. They took out some of the verses.
And then you get these.
This is my Bible.
Then you get pastors. They'll say it says this right here, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Go back to the Greek.
It's changed.
Right? Yeah. See, this is what I use. This is the
King. Yeah.
I mean, I use the NKJV because the English is a little bit easier, but it's still KJV based. Yeah. Because I was looking at this, and I'm looking at NIV, and I found they changed some of the numbers.
Don't
try to compare. Yeah.
Now, if you had NIV from 1965 prior, it's okay.
NIV was when? I thought it was recent.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was 60. I think it was 52 is when they started.
Okay.
But
after the 60s something.
After the 60s, they changed.
They changed a lot. Yeah.
So, do you know El Cajon Boulevard?
I do. Yeah. Okay. I'm from San Diego. Yeah.
You know where there's 55th and 56th?
Yeah, I know both those streets well.
Pecan Auto. It's a used car dealer
on El Cajon.
On El Cajon.
I think I know that.
It's right next to the. Where they had abortions and stuff. What is that?
It's like a
family Planned Parenthood.
Yeah,
okay.
Right next to Planned Parenthood is Pecan Auto.
Okay.
Haughty is his name.
Okay.
Please stop by and see him.
Okay.
And tell him.
Is it a church or?
No. He sells cars.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And if you guys need any used car.
How do you get to use cars from the Bible, man? No, I'm just messing with you.
This is how we're doing it. Because that man, when I first got here, I was 20 years here.
Gotcha.
When I first came
Where
here,
are you from?
Nothing. Michigan.
Michigan, nice.
So, and then I was in the Navy. When I first moved here, I just, I met him. He could become my brother.
Nice.
And he's, and he has the Quran. He has my Bible I gave him.
Nice.
He studies both. He asks me questions. We've been brothers.
You can educate me a little bit, man. So, you can see I've been reading a lot myself. Yeah.
So it would be beautiful. Take your Bible and just say hi to him.
I will. Haughty, right?
Yeah, tell him the Texas preacher sent me.
The Texas. I'm from Michigan, man.
Man, but I moved from here to Houston.
Wow. How'd you like Texas?
I like it.
Better gun laws, huh?
Yeah.
Cali sucks for gun laws. Yeah.
Dude, they brainwash you here.
It's crazy, right? So, it's interesting. I was looking at the resurrection, and if you look at it, says now that after the Sabbath, the first day of the week began to dawn. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to see the tomb, and behold, there was a great earthquake. For an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back a stone from the door and sat on it. But when I look at the other accounts of the resurrection. For example, in John, it says, now on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb early while it was still dark and saw the stone had been taken away from the tomb. So in one account, you have Mary and another Mary, and then they see an angel come and an earthquake, and then he even later on addresses them and he moves the stone. In the other account, she goes and the stone's already gone.
The writer John wrote that.
Yeah.
Right. That would be like if you four
Right.
was on the side of the street,
Right.
a major accident,
Right.
right? That was your mother.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know his mother. What account how would you write that account? Differently than him.
Yeah, for sure.
But it would be the same
Incident. Different accounts.
Exactly.
Like somebody might say you're wearing a black shirt.
Right.
I might say you're wearing a blue shirt.
Exactly.
But then,
But the fact is,
right.
the stone was rolled back.
Gotcha.
It was open.
Right.
The fact is.
But then one of them would be a mistake, right? Because, for example, if I said you're wearing a black shirt and in reality you're wearing a blue shirt, then one of the accounts was wrong, right? Because either the stone was rolled before they got there or it was rolled in front of them, right?
He wasn't there.
Okay.
He wasn't there. And he's
Matthew
the one who's
wasn't
writing
there.
that account of what Jesus and what he heard.
Okay.
So he wasn't there, but John was.
So he's taking secondhand information.
Yeah.
So he made a mistake because he was getting secondhand.
Mistake because
Well,
I believe this, that the Word of God, everything that's written in the Word of God
Gotcha.
is spoken through spirit of prophecy.
Gotcha.
Jesus allowed everything to be put down
Okay.
that is there. So God gave us everything from the beginning, Genesis all the Revelation.
Wow.
The spirit of prophecy is going to bear witness. This is the book that he gave us.
Gotcha.
This is spirit led.
I feel it.
So there's nothing
in my hand.
contradictory within the spirit.
But how could a stone have been rolled away already or rolled away in front of them? Those two can't both be, right?
Again, one of them didn't see that.
Okay, so I
wasn't visually
I'm
there.
agreeing.
Another one was.
I appreciate it.
That's how I look at it. That's
Well,
how
I'm with you. But then that would mean that one of them that didn't see it and got secondhand information got something wrong because the first-hand information would be correct, right? Just like an accident. If he saw the accident and he says it was a white car that crashed into a black car, and I wasn't there, and I heard from somebody else, and I said a blue car crashed into a white car, I made a mistake because I heard from secondhand information. So for what you're saying, Matthew didn't get first-hand eyewitness, so then his account got somewhere messed up.
I don't know. Maybe.
But what's the fact?
Well, I mean,
the stone was
moved.
So that's the interesting thing. When you have contradictory information, then you do have to question whether that's fact, right?
I don't look at it as contradictory. I look at the fact is the stone was moved. They were shocked it was moved.
Okay.
It was moved, and that was the duty. I bet you if all the disciples were standing there together,
right,
they all somehow, some way would correlate together that, hey, it was moved, and there it is. Or
see, but that's a good question because you said this is what Jesus chose to be, and this is from the Spirit of God. But if you see something like this, Jehoiachin was 18 years old when he became king, and he ruled in Jerusalem 3 months.
Yeah.
And the same Bible, we find that Jehoiachin was 8 years old when he became king and ruled in Jerusalem for 3 months. So you can't be 8 and 18. So one of them has to be an error, right?
I haven't studied that.
Okay.